This is an excuse to highlight 10 more of my favorite games from 2019. Unlike my top 10 video, these are not ranked. In my eyes, they are all worthy of a second look. These 10 games may have gotten a bad set of reviews, or perhaps they're just smaller games most missed. Let's see what gems I managed to dig up. Okay, before you turn this video off, hear me out. Did Anthem live up to its potential? Absolutely not. Support from EA and BioWare was terrible. However, in that first couple of weeks, I had a blast. There are certainly problems with it that made it lag behind other looter shooters, but even in its weakest moments, I loved soaring through the sky like I was Iron Man or something. Rumors are circulating that it might get rebooted, so here's hoping. After all, it did work for Final Fantasy XIV. There have been many indie games that have come to fill in the gaps with the absence of Metroid and Castlevania. And while many of them have been great, like Hollow Knight and Axiom Verge, playing Bloodstained felt like a return home since Koji Igarashi had a hand in it. For those unaware, he left Konami after many years of producing Castlevania to pursue his own project via Kickstarter. After many delays and a whole graphical change, Bloodstained finally came out and didn't do anything new for Metroidvanias, but it was comforting nonetheless. Like Supermassive's last game, Until Dawn, Madame Medan still plays out like a horror adventure game, complete with choices that will affect the story in great detail and even allows characters to die. It is shorter and on a smaller budget, which may be why it scored so low. For fans of the developer, like myself, I was happy with the results. For those wishing it would be on the same scale as Until Dawn, well, I can see why some expectations were met with lower opinions. The big Dragon Quest game this year was the Switch port of 11, which continues to be great, but this offshoot was just as good. The first entry was weird as a straight up Minecraft clone, making players go back to level 1 on every chapter sucked as fun as the rest of the game was. Dragon Quest Builders 2 fixed that and other issues I had, like the lack of co-op. It certainly gets monotonous as you're backtracking a lot, and I mean a lot, but I found the builder aspect strangely soothing. Forget Stardew Valley, this is the RPG sim for me. Before Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3's release, it had been 10 years since its predecessor launched. Needless to say, it was a long wait, but thankfully Nintendo stepped in to help make it happen. Did it redefine the series for a new age? Nope. In some ways, it still feels trapped in last gen. It's not the most polished game around, and it can get repetitive, but turning off the mind and crunching through some bad guys is always a nice sense of relief now and then. River City Girls is a return to form for the River City Ransom franchise. I liken it to something more along the lines of Scott Pilgrim, which paid homage to this series while creating its own thing, like integrating more RPG elements. Pure brawlers haven't felt or looked this good in ages. Plus, the pop-filled soundtrack is super catchy. Grab a friend and get this co-op party started. The SteamWorld series is quietly one of the most successful indie franchises of the past decade. What I love about its developer, Image and Form, is that they are willing to always take the series into a new genre, from tower defense to Metroidvania to strategy RPG. This one is a turn-based RPG with a card gimmick. It is fairly easy, but still a worthy RPG to sink your teeth into. Gato Roboto is another homage to Metroidvanias, or more like Metroid specifically. An astronaut crash lands on a foreign facility in space with his pet cat. Unable to move, the cat is then sent out in a suit eerily similar to Samus's to help free them both. Needless to say, it is as adorable as it sounds, and the black and white visuals make it distinct. Cute, funny, and hard to put down, Gato Roboto is worth a look. Voidbusters was an honest-to-goodness surprise for me. This space roguelike has players searching for parts across the galaxy to free themselves from prison. The scattered ships are randomized, as you'd expect from roguelike, but what sets it apart is the first-person gameplay complete with wacky gadgets like a high-powered stapler and an aesthetic straight from a comic book. Plus, it is legitimately funny. In a year dominated by Super Mario Maker 2 and Fire Emblem Three Houses, Yoshi's Crafted World is a sadly forgotten Nintendo gem. It may not rethink the series or platformers in general in any real major way, but it is an absolute treat to play. It was even better with a friend to take along for the beautifully designed levels that give off the vibe of being homemade. It too is fairly easy, but that may be a plus for some, and it didn't really bother me at all. Did you like that video? If you did, please like, subscribe, and spread the good word of ReActionExaminer. If you want to read more of my stuff, you can find a plethora of my articles over at TheGamer and Game Rant. All of those links and more are in the show notes below. Thanks for watching!